1 week after a plane crashed in a neighborhood in Santee, killing 2 people, a woman who escaped her burning home is thanking her rescuers. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto.
I'm Marcella Lee. The good news, Maria Morris underwent successful surgery and remains at UC San Diego Medical Center, where she's being treated for extensive burns. You may remember she was pulled from her home. The video right here, just moments after the crash.
Thank you for everything. Thank you for everything you have done to us, help us, support us, and it's really tremendous. It's beautiful. Appreciate it. My family appreciate it. Okay? Thank you. Love you.
Maria was inside her home when the plane hit. Her husband, Phil, ran out to the backyard. Both of them were rescued. There's Maria there in her red sweatshirt, her hair singed, part of her clothing singed. She has burns, but as you saw, she's going to be okay. Their home was destroyed. The couple's son says he began working with the insurance company, but says he's more concerned with his parents' emotional well-being.
We wish them a full recovery. Our other top story tonight, statewide demonstrations over vaccine mandates in public schools. Many parents kept their kids out of school for the day.
Dozens rallied outside Grossmont High School in La Mesa this morning, joining parents and students protesting in Los Angeles. But the largest demonstration was at the state capitol building up in Sacramento, where thousands turned out in opposition of the vaccine mandate.
We'll have more on that in a couple of minutes, but first, News 8's Shannon Handy was at a rally held at Balboa Park and shares the message from those there who took part.
I'm here in Balboa Park, where students and parents gathered for a rally earlier today. It was one of several demonstrations held statewide. The message: getting the vaccine should be a choice.
It's really important to teach the kids that there's some things just worth fighting for.
Instead of sending their kids off to school Monday, parents like Jacqueline Holmes took hers to a rally in Balboa Park as part of a statewide walkout to protest vaccine mandates.
America isn't one size fits all. It never has been. So when you say this is needed for everyone to go to school, this doesn't feel right.
In La Mesa on the Grossmont Boulevard Interstate 8 overpass, hundreds gathered for the same reason.
We believe that parents are better parents of their children than the government is.
Those we spoke to say it's about freedom of choice, with many saying they're prepared to homeschool their kids if they have to.
We are not anti-vax parents. We are just parents that want the choice of what we do with our medical freedoms.
On October 1st, California became the first state to announce a COVID-19 vaccine mandate for schools. It requires all elementary through high school students get the shots once a vaccine gains final approval from the FDA for different age groups. So far, that approval has come for those 16 and up. Governor Newsom has said the mandate is expected to apply to grades 7 through 12 on July 1st, 2022.
We want to get this thing done. We want to end this pandemic.
As for the impact today's walkout had on attendance, it varies by district. San Diego Unified reported 90.91% of its students were in school versus 92.36% last Monday. Meanwhile, regarding the rally, San Diego Unified School Board President Richard Barrera said, "We're not expecting much traction for this in our district." A spokesperson for the Grossmont Union High School District told us, "We respect all of our community members' strongly held beliefs about the state's mandates. At the same time, we never want students to fall behind. It's important for them to be in class during the school day." And a lot of the parents and students that took part in these rallies say they will continue to hold demonstrations.
Thank
All
you,
right,
Shannon.
Thanks. Thousands from across the state also took to the steps of the Capitol to protest the vaccine mandate for schools.
Our political reporter, Morgan Reiner, shows us what demonstrators there had to say.
One father and teacher took the stage and told all school employees that now is the time to put their jobs on the line and dared the state to shut them down. Remember that Newsom is requiring that all school employees get vaccinated at the same time as students. Our children, our choice. The theme of Monday's protest on the steps of the Capitol.
I can no longer stay silent on this issue of mandated vaccines for children.
Tiffany Sathoff is an elected school board trustee from Rockland.
I am often asked how I make decisions in a time of such polarization and confusion. I reply by opening my purse and taking out 2 documents I carry with me to govern my decision making. The first is the Holy Bible, the Word of God.
and the Constitution.
Our schools will be decimated by this mandate.
Mike Wilkes is a teacher at Ponderosa High School in El Dorado Hills.
It is time to boldly put your entire career on the line and unite with like-minded districts statewide and dare this state to shut us down.
Each speaker, like Pastor Greg Farrington of Rockland, emphasizing how the science does not match the mandate.
Out of the 9 million children in the state of California, we have had 37 die to COVID-19.
We fact-checked that statistic and found it to be true. Newsom's office responding to the protests, saying the state already requires that students get vaccinated against a range of other diseases. There's no reason why they wouldn't do the same for COVID.
The difference between this vaccine and the previous vaccines is there's years of data and long-term studies.
While the CDC agrees far fewer kids are infected with COVID-19, they can spread to others, and widespread vaccination is a critical tool to help stop the pandemic. Keep in mind, this mandate does not go into effect until the FDA gives full approval of the vaccine. Right now, it's under emergency use authorization for those 16 and older.
Thanks, Morgan. CHP says 2 people were killed trying to run away from a crash on a freeway in the South Bay.
It happened last night south of Plaza Boulevard on the 805. According to investigators, a Toyota XA collided with a Honda Civic. The 2 people in the Toyota were able to get out of the car. They then jumped over the median wall and tried to run across the northbound side of the freeway when they were struck by separate cars. It isn't clear yet why they tried to run away. No names have been released.
Firefighters say one person suffered minor burns when a food truck caught fire today in Barrio Logan. The fire broke out just after 10:30 in the kitchen of the truck in the 900 block of South 26th Street. The burn victim was taken to UC San Diego for treatment. It's not clear what caused the fire or if the victim was working inside the truck at the time.
Former Secretary of State and former Joint Chiefs Chairman Colin Powell has died from COVID-19 complications.
Powell wore many different hats during his time in Washington, D.C., but as Skylar Henry reports, he's being remembered as someone who always sought unity and made decisions based on principles, not politics.
President Biden ordered the U.S. flag be flown at half-staff in honor of one of America's most famous soldiers and statesmen.
I became friends with Colin Powell, who we just lost. Think of our Colin Powell. He's not only a dear friend and a patriot, one of our great military leaders and a man of overwhelming decency.
Presidents Obama and Bush both praised Powell's service and called him a friend. Powell endorsed Obama in his first run for the White House, calling Obama a transformational figure. And he served as Secretary of State under President Bush, where he often pushed back against the use of military force.
I believe Secretary Powell's years as a soldier are what made him such an exceptional diplomat. He knew that war and military action should always be a last resort.
General Powell tended to downplay any portrayal of him as a symbol for black achievement, but there is no denying he broke down barriers and created a path for others to follow.
First African-American chairman of the Joint Chiefs, first African-American Secretary of State, a man who was respected around the globe.
Lloyd Austin, who himself is the first African-American Secretary of Defense, said Powell was more than just a soldier and statesman. He was a friend and mentor.
I could always go to him with tough issues. He always had great counsel. We will certainly miss him. I feel as if I have a hole in my heart.
President Biden praised Powell's selflessness in a statement saying, time and again he put country before self, before party, before all else, in uniform and out, and it earned him the universal respect of the American people.